Well, good afternoon. Not really sure what I'm going to talk about today. Just kind of let it happen. Um, I'm doing well. Had a pacemaker put in. Went for my first checkup yesterday. Things looking good. I have so much more energy. It's just I don't can't believe that I was at the point I was at. I mean, during the checkup, one of the things they would like somehow they could turn this off remotely. They turned it off. My pulse rate dropped down to like 30s. They turned it back on, of course, and it's going. I'm back up in the 60s, and I'm feeling good. Nice steady pulse rate. Of course, then I watch the news and things go, I go nuts with that crap. So much nonsense out there. People are just, I don't know. I hear some of the things that some of these people believe. We call RWNJs right-wing nut jobs. And where does this crap come from? Where do people get these ideas? You know, I remember back in the 60s, all the adults were saying how the kids were, you know, going to hell in a handbasket. Getting into all this drugs and all that kind of stuff, and it just wasn't. It's not. It doesn't seem to me that it's really changed that much. And those kids from the 60s are now the adults who are saying some of the same shit that was said about them in the 60s. Some of us, you know, I'm sure there are others like myself who came through the 60s and haven't become our parents. Although I will say my parents, not as bad as some others. And I think that's because they were kind of left wing to start with. And so we just kind of. I mean, I've been through some crazy stuff. Been across the country three, 4 times. I've been. I don't know. I don't have a fear, because that's all I can think it is fear of someone who says they're gay or lesbian or bisexual or pansexual or transgender. Why does that worry people so much? Because it kind of messes with their worldview. Oh no, we can't. The world can't be like that. Everybody's got to be in their little pigeonholes. People don't fit in pigeonholes. People fit where they feel they should be. My goodness. Trying to make people into what you think they should be, because that's how you think things should be, doesn't mean that's how things are. That's not how things are. Things are fluid. Life is fluid. It's not lockstep. Boom, boom, boom. No, it flows. People change. Sometimes for the better, sometimes not. But change is what life is about. It's all change. Everything changes every day. You're a different person in the morning than you were when you went to bed because of all the stuff that's going on in your body, the changes that are going on. Okay? That change also happens to this your mindset, or it should. If it doesn't, if you're stuck in this pigeonhole, that's, if you put yourself in that pigeonhole, you don't grow. You don't become who you could become. And I'll be honest, if you want to stifle yourself, that's entirely up to you. You can do whatever you want. I mean, that's you. But that doesn't mean you get to stifle other people. Just because you're living in this little box that you have built for yourself. Why does everybody else have to live in the same box? They're all different people, And for whatever reasons, they have these different ideas about what a human being is. There was this expression about, I don't remember all of it. Basically what it boiled down to is, you are a spiritual being having a human experience. We are, all of us, basically. There's this thing called us, called me. Is that just this body? No. There's also the emotional, the psychological side. And there can be also a spiritual side, which is, from my point of view anyway, the spiritual side of me is how this person, relates to the universe. How I see the universe. I don't like, when I'm talking about things, I don't like to use the word God. Because I know what I mean when I say that. But I don't know what the other person means when he hears that. What does the word God mean to them? To me, it's basically the universe. This, the energy in the universe. The vibration. Everything has a vibration. All those vibrations put together are the vibration of the universe. My daughter and I have talked about it, and we kind of believe what George Lucas put forth in Star Wars, the Force, a unifying energy that flows through everything in the universe. That's God. It's not some old man with a beard sitting up in heaven, looking down. Oh, what's his face is doing? You shouldn't do that. Oh, she's doing. No. I don't believe that there's a being sitting somewhere watching over me and paying attention to what I do that might go against these arbitrary laws that someone said God sent down. I mean, if you look at the Ten Commandments, I have no... There's a couple of them I have disagreements with, I am the Lord your God, you shall have no other gods before me. screw that shit. But, um, you know, coveting your neighbor's wife, killing people, stealing. There are things in that list that I agree with. There are things that I think are hogwash. But I do not think that a being came down to the mountain and handed these stone tablets to Moses and said, "Here, these are the laws that you guys need to follow." Why? I mean, considering the immensity of the universe, that according to their beliefs, this universe was created by God. Okay. Why does that being who created an entire universe, why does that being care what I do? Why am I of any concern to that being? Well, I don't believe there is a being like that to start with. I don't think that's a thing at all. I think we're and I've heard people say, well, you can't have morality without religion. Well, you can have morality without religion. In fact, is some of the most moral people I've heard of and I've seen are not religious at all. And some of the most immoral people I've ever met are Bible thumpers and, oh, this is the way God says it's going to be, and so it's going to be that way. But no, you don't have to be that way. Okay, there are rules in the universe, but they're not the ones you think they are. From my viewpoint, the rules that govern the universe are the laws of physics. That's what governs the universe. The laws of physics says that this body and this body rotating around each other, and the mass of this one affects the mass of that one, and the moon affects the tides on Earth, and those are the laws of the universe. Not 10 things carved in stone by God knows who several thousand years ago. And every day, more things come out about the universe and how it's put together. If this planet is the only one with intelligent life, probably isn't. There's billions of planets out there. Billions and billions. God knows how many. This can't be the only one where life has gotten to the point it's gotten to here. This one life form be assuming that it's in charge of everything. I look out and I see the crap that's going on, the droughts and wildfires and the floods and the hot temperatures in places that just never had temperatures like that before. Now, according to this Judeo-Christian Islamic thing, the Abrahamic religions, God put us in charge. Oh, goody. We're not doing a good job at this, We're screwing it up royally. Greenland is melting. Antarctica is melting. Temperatures are going up. We're having more hurricanes and stronger ones. I 2 days in a row, we woke up here, and it was hot, yeah, and we could smell smoke from fires burning in neighboring areas. I don't know if it was up in Canada or somewhere here in this country, or what. It doesn't really matter. There's fires going on. And you know what? It's interesting. Fires used to be a normal thing because some things on this planet needed fire. I mean, if you look at a place that's been burned, plants start to come back. One of the first ones, at least around here, is fireweed. It's called that because it comes up after a fire. Some plants need the heat of the fire to open their seeds so they'll grow. And they do. It always comes back. We, human beings, have got to be one of the most egotistical species that's ever walked the face of this earth. We think we're in charge. We think we run things. If we do, we're fucking it up. We're not running things very well. You know. The capital city of Mississippi. You can't drink the water. It's contaminated because of this flooding that's been going on. And that interested me, so I went and looked it up about the water in Flint, Michigan. They fixed it. Almost all the pipes have been replaced with brand new copper ones. Everybody who wants a filter for their water faucet can get a filter. They went back to the old water supply. The water has been tested, and it's good. The parts per billion of lead is down to 5, which is, that's very acceptable. But you know what? They had somebody come the other day with a truckload of bottled water to give away. People mobbed it. They don't trust the water supply. And I don't blame them. And if you look at it again, unfortunately, the people who suffer the most are people with brown skin. Poor people of color. They're the ones who suffer. Because the white hierarchy says, don't worry about them. They're down. Push them off the side. As long as we take care of our white brothers and sisters, No. You need to take care of everybody. I don't know. It's amazing to me, from where I stand, how much there's always seems to be a racial quality to this stuff. What? I mean, I don't know. I don't know where it comes from. It all boils down to who's in charge, or who thinks they're in charge. They might be running this little. They're in their little box. They're running their box. They're making sure everything in their box is running the way they want it to run. And if it doesn't, they get really upset. And they send their Praetorian Guard, the boys in blue. Okay, there probably needs to be a set of rules about behavior, things that you can and can't do. I understand that. It doesn't have to be written down, it can be in here. People can just interact with other people. The natives in this who lived here before the white men came in and took over, they didn't have jails. They didn't have written laws. They had ways of interacting with each other and nature and the world that made sense to them. And if you stop and look at it, it makes sense now. You know? When along came this group of people that know you gotta write it down. We have to have it in writing. We have to know, you know. Okay. But then, that same group of people, they'd come along and say, okay, we're gonna make a treaty with you, you know, so to stop our fighting, so we don't die anymore, and nobody else dies. And we'll get along, you know? And then, I don't know. Well, we're not going to do it that way anymore. Or they don't even do that. They just stop doing it that way and start acting like they own shit they don't own. And they go after this shiny metal, gold. I see these ads and these prepper type things, and they're talking about stockpiling gold. You know what? If the economy goes to shit, you can't eat gold. What you need is food, shelter, and you need water. Don't get me going on water, the bottled water crap. I mean, guy who was I think he's still in charge of Nestle's, said that people don't have a right to water. It's not a right. We start going on about these God-given rights. No, these aren't. These are just human things that humans need. You know, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I mean, I'm trying to do what I can, changing my mindset about things, figuring stuff out, putting these out there that hopefully other people will see them and maybe it'll make them think. That's what I want to do. I want to make people think. Use the brain that, quote, God gave them. You know, that's what, I mean, look at the stuff that has been created because by this brain that we have. This thing in my chest, this pacemaker. Somebody figured out, well, we put a little thing in there with a battery and it gives electric shocks to your heart. We can keep you alive. And I'll be honest, I think this thing right here is doing just that for me. And then years ago when I went through my cancer, the scientific stuff that they used to take care of that cancer, just radiation, chemotherapy, and they went in surgically and cut it out. I think there's an adjunct to that of your brain, your mindset. I mean, how we respond to situations like that. Do we just, oh fuck, I've got cancer, give up, I'll die? No, I didn't do that. I fought that in here. My head said, no, I'm gonna win. I don't know for sure. I don't know for sure, but I believe that had something to do with my recovery. 23 years ago, I went through all that. if this brain and this mind was given to us by God to use for our betterment, we sure aren't doing it. Right? I mean, look around. I don't know. I don't know what to do. This is all I can do. And I hope I'm doing it well. Like, subscribe, whatever. It would be nice. See you later.